Good morning. Happy Nunday. It's Nunday Sunday. That means no makeup, no bra, no problem. And guess what, though? I messed up on the makeup part. I took a nice hot bath this morning because it's been chilly here in North Carolina. And I got out of the tub and I just started doing my thing. And the next thing you know, I said, hey, Nunday. Um, and there was mascara on. So I wasn't about to take it off. So I kind of messed up on my nun day. Whatever. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Corey. Hi, guys. Come on in. Let's talk. It's nun day. I'm really excited about this because tomorrow is the sprint. And the sprint is a way to just clean house and start over. I mean, who doesn't like that? Don't you like fresh beginnings? I love New Year's Day. I love Mondays. I love all of these because this is the fresh beginning. Fresh beginnings to me are just nothing better than fresh starts. They're clean. They're the beginning, and it's like a fresh notebook that you get to start writing in. So I love that. Marianne says, Happy Nun Day. Hi, Marianne. Happy Nun Day to you, too. So Nun Day, I still get things done, and I am actually hard at work on the new book. And the new book has inspired me because when you are ready for this, and I feel like I'm a preacher, almost getting ready to do a sermon sometimes, just simply because the depth of the things that I'm learning and the research and what this is all showing me. It keeps going up a level and up a level and up a level. So, that's what we want in our lives, is it not? Don't we want to have that kind of fresh beginning and that kind of clearing the decks, that kind of opening your mind, seeing things that we didn't see before, activating our reticular activating system in our heads so that now we're more aware? I think that's what we want. I know that's what I want. And I know that every time, that we do the sprint. Now, I've done the sprint. I have the advantage of you because I created the sprint, but I've also done it several times. And this is the third iteration of what it started out as originally. So this is a different program than what it started out originally. Yes, but it's basically the same thing. And the whole point of it is, and every time I open up my laptop and I start reading the comments, it's the same thing. It's that we are clearing the decks and the inflammation is going. Who doesn't like that? Is there anybody here who wants to hold on to their inflammation? Has anybody seen the connection between inflammation, the way they feel, their diets, even the way you think? It can affect everything. And the more I'm reading and the more research that I'm doing, and I had a question about this last Friday, is that, there was a lot of questions about, like, would a keto diet affect, this? Would a keto diet affect, bipolarism? Would a keto diet affect this, that, or the other thing? So I look at that and I think, if a diet, it has the ability to affect us in a way that creates change in our brains, that creates change in the way our bodies function, that creates change in our weight, in our gene size, in the way we feel about ourselves, in the way that we think, I think maybe we need to take a look at that. Karen just said, I am off my blood pressure medication since the last sprint. And I know you did that with your doctor, Karen. We've already established that. Hello. Cool. There was a comment just a minute ago that said, I made a lot of mistakes. Okay, so you made a lot of mistakes. Guess what? You get to correct them this time around. That's the whole thing. What we're looking at right here is when we get together as a group, when we collectively put that energy together in the same pot, so to speak, in the same areas, the same place where we get to turn up the heat, we see things that happen in a community that wouldn't normally happen just with ourselves, all by ourselves. lone ranger doing it by ourselves. We get to change things up with our sisters, with people who have our backs, with people who are rooting for us and saying, I'm with you all the way. People who understand when we say that I'm having a hard time. People who are saying, good job, wonderful news, high five. You know, that is in and of itself something pretty special, something pretty spectacular. And though I have read 8 or 9 research studies on the power of community, and we did a blog post on that, by the way, you can see that at savingdinner.com, and it talks about all the different aspects of having a community and how that is so critically important. It is something that you just can't put a price tag on. You know, you cannot put, when you're able to change in such a crazy large way and not have it completely wreck your life and instead 100% improve it and even change it, you got to be looking at that. The community aspect of this is gold. The community aspect is to be cherished. And for that reason, you know, I want to say to anybody who is new to the sprint, doing the sprint starting the first time on Monday, or you've done it and you weren't completely successful on it, or there was lots of cheating or whatever, I'm going to call you right now to this, and you know, like it's Sunday, so I mean it's almost like an altar call kind of a thing, okay? And that is, I want you to rise to this occasion. And just think about the word rise for a minute. Just think about what rise means. Think about the power and the energy around the word rise. I mean, in cooking terms, let's just start there because this is something that I know about. In cooking terms, if your bread doesn't rise, it fails. It's a failure. Your rising of the bread is important. Otherwise, the bread is a failure. The bread is no longer a viable food. You get rid of it, right? If your bread doesn't rise, it means something went wrong. There was something not right with the bread. And the bread is no longer, even though it's garbage and we're not eating bread, I'm using this as a really good example of what I mean when I say to rise. So bread rises, the sun rises. Have you ever noticed the incredible energy that comes when you watch a sunrise and you see the light all around you on the horizon, and then there's just suddenly, there it is, it rises up, and there is the sun, and it completely lights up the whole day, a whole brand new, freshly scrubbed day for you to enjoy. And it's from that sunrise that we get to experience that kind of energy, that kind of power. And it's all harnessed in that just one little thing. And then we have to look at, how about this one? When a judge walks into a room, Marla knows this one, you know, when a judge walks into a room, and what does he say? They say, all rise. It's a show of respect. A sunrise is the beginning of a new day. And all rise is a show of respect. Get up off your feet, rise for the judge who is walking in. Give him his due. Give him his respect. Or you say, yeah, you know, I said something and I really got a rise out of him. It was provocative. You provoked him so that he did something or said something. You got a rise out of them. Or there's the call to rise up. And usually that's a rebellion call. That's the call, you know, the clarion call of the, you know, whoever. Like, rise up. Don't let this oppression happen. Rise up. Say no. And then there's the rise above it all. You're being lifted from all of this, and you see things rise all over you. Think about what rise means, and think about how we can powerfully rise above, you know, the crap in the coffee room at work. Think about how you can rise above all the noise and the junk out there and the garbage nutrition advice that's out there. Rise above it. Think about rising above anyone who is telling you, oh, you're not doing this right. You know, when all the amateur nutritionists come out and they want to correct your diet and help you out, rise above it. Maya Angelou wrote a poem, and Still I Rise, and it was all about civil rights, and it was all about oppression and this, that, and the other thing. But it was Still I Rise. And I love that because she is talking about being powerful and standing up and going forward and not being put down and keeping that mouth going and staying strong. It's about finding your voice. It's about finding your way and your path. And that's what Maya Angelou was talking about. She was talking about the civil rights. She was talking about being clear and going forward. And that's what this is about. I mean, civil rights and, you know, getting your diet cleared up and doing the sprint maybe are two separate different things. But it's about an understanding of what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it and going forward, regardless of all the stuff that's around you that is going to try to get in your way. And still you rise. You can. And you know, the Bible verse, suffering may endureth for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. That's with the sunrise. Again, the power of the rising. The power to rise. We have the power to rise. We always have the power to rise. Whether or not we see it or not, it's there. Whether we're going to embrace it or not, it's there. Whether or not we are going to listen to all the chatter that's out there and the people who want to take you down, don't want to support you, want to tell you how crazy that is, want to say you need to have X, you need to eat X, or just this once won't hurt you, or whatever circumstances or you're in, or whatever voices you're hearing in your own head about it, you know? Or you're invited to something and something comes along, or there's some stress, or there's something. And isn't there always something? Isn't there always something? So when something comes along, you have this opportunity to rise and say no. That simple. That easy. Now, easy is a weird thing to say because sometimes it could be a little bit difficult, but it is easy. It is easy to say no. It's easier to say no than it is to say yes and then to have to deal with the aftermath of yes. Say no. No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. No, I'm sorry you don't support me on that. Gee, okay. Walk away. Be done. You know, shake the dust off and go on. We are so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. We have the ability to rise up out of the ashes and say, okay, that's enough of that. That's crazy. I can't do that. So yes, you might be out of town and somebody else might be cooking, but you can still say no. You can still say, yes, I can eat this, but no, I can't eat that, but thank you. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. It's a time to fast then. We have to stand up for ourselves. We have to stand up for ourselves as if we are allergic to the things that people try to shove down our throats in the name of hospitality, in the name of being a good host, in the name of being a friend, in the name of being a caring friend and a caring sister and a caring mother and a caring relative who thinks you're doing it all wrong, right? The amateur nutritionists are coming out of the woodwork, folks. They will be coming out of the woodwork and telling you that you're starving yourself, that your muscles are going to waste, that you don't know what you're doing, and that your friend who listened to so-and-so on TV has done really well doing this, and that you need to be doing this, not that. How many of you have experienced that? So this is what I say to that. Put a lid on it. And I'm talking to you about just put a lid on what you're doing. You don't have to be an evangelist, you know, right now. You don't have to be an evangelist. You can be an evangelist later when you've got the results and people ask you what you did. Do that. It's so much smarter. It's so much easier. Then you don't have to fight the riffraff and the crazy talk of all the people who are telling you it's wrong. Just listen to me. I've earned my stripes. I've been a nutritionist for 25 years. I've had to backtrack a lot of what I've said simply because the research caught up to what is true. And we have the results to show for it. So we're writing this book, you know that. We're writing this book, Marla and I are. And the more I write, the more I'm seeing that it is a matter of understanding and knowing that there's more than one way to do this. Of course, there's always more than one way. But there is one thing that you cannot refute, and that is the science of changing from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner. And you just have to. That's all there is to it if you want to burn that fat up. So that's one thing. And then the second part of it is just how much better you feel. I belong to this group. I can't even remember the name of it. It's on Facebook. And, I belong to a bunch of groups. I belong to a carnivore group because I'm just interested in what are these people doing besides eating a lot of bacon and steak. And what I'm doing is I'm finding so much information of all these ways of eating. And it's interesting to watch, and this is part of what I'm studying too, is to watch how people react and the kind of advice that they're giving each other. And a lot of times, it's gone from being supportive to actual full-on amateur nutrition hour, where they're saying, you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and this is what I've read, and this is this, that, and the other thing. And I think that's super dangerous. I really think it's dangerous. You can speak from your own experience, but don't tell somebody else, if you don't know, that they should be taking X, Y, and Z supplements, cutting back on this and adding that and what have you. If you don't know, and that's what I see that's happening. The other thing that I'm seeing that's happening is there was somebody who posted about being what was it? It was a vegan carnivore. So tell me what that is. And you know what that was, right? It was just some troll who'd come in there and decided to stir the pot. That's what they do. Trolls come in, they stir the pot, and they go out. We've had about 3 trolls trying to get in here. And, of course, I've ding-dong ditched them, haven't let them in. But it's interesting to me. It's interesting that the human spirit is one of wanting to know the answers, wanting to offer to be helpful, and sometimes crossing over the line into not being helpful, doing things off of just whatever they've heard all around, and really not doing their research, not doing their and not having any credentials, to really speak of. So not that you have to be 100%, like you don't have to have a PhD in nutrition or anything like that, but you do have to have a little something behind you, right? You wouldn't want me just kind of just randomly showing up and going, hey, this is what I heard. What do you think? Let's do it. I think you might be a little bit ticked. So anyway, that's all. I just want you to rise to this occasion. We're rising on tomorrow. We start. Today is the day for preparation. Today is the day to make sure all your little ducks are in a row, that your soup is made, that your salad is purchased, your dressing is made, you've got protein for the week. You're ready to go. You're ready, psyched out even. So excited. This time around, it's going to be even better. So read the sprint again if you need to. Go through and look at all the things. Highlight in yellow if there's anything at all that's just a slight question that you don't quite understand. Go ahead and put your question in there. But also let me know. Let me know that you've read it, because I get a little pointy and prickly when people just say, "Oh, I just don't understand what's bone broth." Well, did you read the program? I am going to call you on that. So being ready is rising up. It's a rising up to the occasion so that you are completely ready to go. Last time I told you, think of this as if you were getting ready for your wedding. You wouldn't dare just willy-nilly get ready for your wedding and not go through your planner and not make sure all the boxes were checked and that your caterer had everything ready to go, your dress was ready and all the other things, all the things that need to go into it. Well, there's some things that need to go into this. Being ready for this means that you are going to be ready for success too. And success is waiting for you. Listen to your body the entire way. Listen to your body the entire way. There's a lot of food there. There's 3 cups of salad to eat. If you find 3 cups of salad too much, then back off. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to eat that 3 cups of salad first, and I want you to eat that bone broth, and then go to the protein. Or if you've already done this, go ahead and just eat it with it or whatever, then just do that. Linda's asking, if I choose to have the eggs for breakfast instead of the smoothie, how many more meals am I allowed? 2. It depends. If you break your fast in the morning, then wait, until you're hungry for your lunch, and then wait until you're hungry for your dinner. Linda, it's all about training our hunger hormones. It's the ghrelin and the leptin, making sure that they start to cooperate with our wills instead of having them beating us around and having us eating every 2 hours. We don't want to be doing that. We're done with that. We've proven that it causes problems with blood sugar. We've proven that it is not a way to sustain weight loss. And there's no rest for your body. We need to really respect our body's processes, and this is what we do when we give our bodies some time to rest. The only thing I'm asking you to do, the only intermittent fasting that is absolutely required is 12 hours. And you can do that by having your dinner at 7 p.m. at night and not eating until 7 a.m. the next morning. There's your 12 hours. Most of your fasting is done sleeping. So it's easy. You get rid of that after dinner snacky thing, which is bad news anyway, and give your body that time to fast. We have fasting time and we have feasting time. When we have fasting time, our body is in the business of repair and taking care of all the things that it needs to do while you're sleeping. This is why I take my probiotic at night. I always like to take my probiotic at night because my gut is getting healed. This is when the healing is starting. So why don't I just give it a little extra something so that it can do it, right? That's my thought. So anyway, that's my whole thing. And if you have any questions about the sprint, of course, put it in the sprint. If you are wondering what the sprint is, for heaven's sakes, and you haven't started it, well, heavens, get on it. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. It's free. There's 17 pages that detail the plan, and don't let that intimidate you. It's very simple. It's just giving you the whole details of why it is that we're doing what we're doing and how easy it is to do. It's 7 days. 7 days. Somebody was asking me about making bone broth from pork bones. You can do that. I prefer to do it from chicken feet. It's just my thing, my flavor. You can do whatever you can do. You know, I'm going to tell you right now, make your bone broth out of what you can make your bone broth from. You know, best case scenario, you're going to have pastured chicken feet because they have the best collagen. Worst case scenario is, whatever. But bone broth is bone broth, and it's going to help you out, okay? It's going to help you out. This is where the animal stores their minerals, and you get the benefit of that by making broth with them, using the spinach, or using the vinegar to bring out all of those minerals, bring out the L-glutamine to help heal your gut. There you go. Anyway, so I'm excited. I'm ready for my new sprint. I'm ready for a new level of weight loss personally, and I'm sure you are too. 7 days, we're going to clear the decks, get rid of the inflammation, and go forward into the next part of our lives. That's what this is all about. 7 days of just having this small plan, it does have that kind of ability. It does have that kind of ability to move the needle in your life so that you are feeling better, so that you're able to do more, and that you're able to fulfill the purpose for which you're here. I like to drill it all down to that because honestly, what's the purpose otherwise? It's not here. You're not here just so that you wear a pair of size 6 jeans. Really, if you thought that was God's ultimate plan for you, I mean, You might as well go get a reality show and go get your lips pumped up with some filler and whatever. Come on. There's more to life than that. Way more. And there's a lot in your life right now, I know, that maybe you're being held back from because you don't feel well. So I'm saying you can, and it starts with a 7-day plan. So get on the sprint and let's clear the decks, ladies. Let's make it happen. I'm ready. I'm with you. I'll be in the sprint, and we will be doing videos every single day like we always do, and we are going to be supporting you 100% and getting you to the next level, because that is what the sprint is about. So whether it's your first time, your second time, your fifth time doing it, doesn't matter. Every time, expect a better result. Expect more. See for yourself the vision of what you want to have for yourself, okay? See for that. See that. See your vision of yourself being smaller, able to move easier, feeling good, all of it. Just do that. You know, when we do this, do you know what happens? We bring people with us. It's catchy, it's infectious, and it's delightful. Who doesn't want to be around somebody who has more energy? Yeah, level up. Exactly. This is what we get to do. We get to level up. Linda, it might be your first, but it won't be your last. I promise you. You're going to love this. It's so much fun. And Monday. Oops, look at that. I forgot to flip the thingy. Well, you know what it is. It's my Saving Dinner book. Saving Dinner book is going to be given away on Monday. I've got the Saving Dinner Low Carb book. Share this video. Share it with all your friends. Share it publicly. Let them know who this crazy lady is. You know, I'll be taking a look at that on Monday. We'll choose a winner. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget, rise up. Today is your day to rise up and to meet the challenge that is waiting for you on Monday with the sprint. And you're going to crush it, ladies. I just know you are going to crush it. And I just love that you guys have buddied up. Get your buddy if you don't have one. And start spreading the love, girls. Spread the love. We're going to do this together. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.